Hello my friends, welcome. And if you're new to my channel, I am Venus, and today we have an all over body stretch. It's going to be a gentle flow because really when you're achy, you don't want to put a lot of pressure on your aches and pains, but you do want to get a little bit of relief from them. So today we are going to do that. We're going to start. Welcome, Ling Ling. We haven't seen you here for a little while. We're going to start laying down on our stomach. Just bring your legs out behind you and come all the way down on your stomach. And bring your arms up overhead. And rest your head on your forearms or on your hands. Feet flat on the floor. I would like you to really concentrate on pressing your pelvis into the mat. Throughout different yoga moves, you'll need to do that to really keep the pressure off of your lower back. And this will also stretch your lower back a little bit. So really pressing into the mat with your pelvis. Let's breathe here. Breathe where you feel it all the way down to the bottom of your stomach. And exhale. Breathe in, pressing through the pelvis. And exhale. One more time. Breathe in, press through the pelvis. And exhale. And let's slowly raise up on our hands. You're going to bring your shoulders, your elbows under your shoulders. We're coming into Sphinx pose here. So you're lifting up on your forearms, rolling the shoulders or pressing the shoulders back, and lifting up. And this again, you need to press through your pelvis to keep the pressure off of your lower back. Take a few breaths here. Now go ahead and tuck your chin. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift the head back up. This time as you're tucking your chin, you're just going to roll your head down. Almost as if your forehead's going to land on the mat, but it doesn't. And roll back up. Feeling that nice stretch in the neck and the top of your shoulders. As you get to the top, you can round through your shoulders and then drop back down. Let's do that one more time. You're going to tuck your chin as you're rolling down, round through the shoulders, and come back up. Very good. Now we're going to lift up into a cobra. Bring your hands to each corner of the mat. Bring your hands out a little bit to the side, the edge of your mat, and then just gently raise up, breathing, pressing your pelvis into the mat, keeping that support through your back. And then roll all the way down and tuck your chin again and roll up. One more time, you're going to come down on your forearms and roll, tuck the chin and roll on up. From here, we're going to come into our tabletop. You're going to bring your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. We're going to take rounds of cat and cow here. As you drop the belly, you're going to inhale and roll the shoulders back. Exhale as you raise up into cow and come back on the hips a little bit. And then come down into your cow. Inhale. Exhale as you come into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Breathing is very important to do your breathing through your moves. Exhale up into your tabletop again. Now from here, I just want you to bring your right foot back, press and stretch into that heel, the bottom of your calf, and then bring your foot over as far as you can. You're going to try to look back at your foot, pressing back through your right hip. Come back around, bring your knee back to tabletop, and bring the left leg back, pressing into the heel. You're going to bring that foot back over and look back toward your foot, pressing through the left hip. Breathe. And back around. From here, you'll be in your tabletop again. Breathe. And then come on back as if you're going to sit on your knees. And we'll do a child's pose here. Not for too long. Breathe. And rock your hands up. From here, you're going to bring your hands out in front of you. And just wiggle the fingers a little bit. Maybe rotate your wrists. And bring your arms up overhead. At the top, when your hands are at the top, press out up through the fingers and take a turn to the side, lifting up on your chest, navel to spine. Come back the other way. A side twist again. Bring the chest up. Breathe. Come back. This time you're going to bring your arms back. You can cross your hands behind your head. Resting your head on your shoulders, bring your head back. Stretching the underneath of your arms. Slowly open them up wider. Now let's leave our fingers interlaced and bring them back over the head and down, rounding into your back. Pressing through, rounding the shoulders. Breathing. Come on back up. And bring them back behind your head again. Resting your head on your hands. Pressing back through your shoulders. Almost if you're trying to touch your shoulder blades together. Breathe. And back to the center. Hands come up overhead. Keeping the fingers interlaced. Rounding through the shoulders. Breathing. Go ahead and drop the arms down and let's rotate shoulders around in a circle, getting some stretch in your shoulders. And reverse that. Very good. Now you're going to swing your legs around. We're going to come into a forward fold. That also feels really nice on the back. I want you to sit up tall in your flag pose first and really press through the heels. Breathe in really deep. And walk your hands forward, grabbing onto the bottom of your heel or maybe your big toes. And stretch on down. As you are folding down, feel your hips pull back. As you come on down, you're pressing your chest into your knees. Keeping both your hips level with the mat. Breathing. Slowly walking the hands back up. Bring one foot into your thigh. If you're unable to do this, go ahead and just leave it at your knee or even at your ankle, wherever you're more comfortable. From here, you're going to fold on down and reach for the toe again. Try to keep your back as straight as you can. And then maybe flip your palms up this time, make it more passive of a forward fold. You don't need to fold all the way down because we're not rounding through our back this time. Breathing. As you breathe, you'll gently be able to feel your body just kind of loosening up and sinking even more into the pose. But try to keep that back as straight as you can towards the bottom. I know through the top it's going to round a little bit because your arms are going to come down to the mat. Breathe. And then lift your fingers and gently walk back up. And then bring that leg down and bring the other foot up. Again, sit bones both on the ground, your booty. Walking the hands forward, palms facing up, more passive. Pressing into the foot. Come on down. Again, just hanging out here. As you begin to breathe into your pose, you gently can feel yourself coming down a little more. Clear down to the bottom of your stomach. Breathe. Exhale all the way out. Inhaling deeply. Exhale all the way out. And then gently come on back up. Bring both your knees in. You're going to hug your knees together towards you. As you're doing this, I want you to push through the back, really rounding through the shoulders. Really feeling the breath between your legs and your chest. And slowly press your chest where you're sitting taller again. And then bring your legs back down. And what we're going to do here gently is sit up really tall. You're going to bring one knee up, hanging onto your toe. I want you to bring it and stretch your leg out in front of you. Feel a nice stretch in the hamstring, your calves, quadriceps, everywhere in your leg. Really press into your spine. If you need to hold on to your ankle with your other hand, just sit up taller, do that. Breathe. It's actually more comfortable this way than kind of hunching over too. Bring that foot back down. All the way down. And then we'll do the same thing on the opposite leg. You're going to grab onto your big toe and pull your foot up, pressing into the heel. Feeling that stretch on your calf, your quadriceps, your thigh, the whole top of your foot and leg. Again, sitting up really tall through the spine. And bring your foot back down. We'll cross our legs together here. And I'm going to turn this way so you can see. We're going to take a stretch over to the side. So reach one arm up and over and bring the other arm out. Hand on the floor, bringing your elbow to the mat. You'll feel a nice head stretch in your hip area there. Keep your hips level with the floor and both your sit bones on the ground. And from here, you're going to press open your chest. So if you're in this position, in this pose, and you're not breathing correctly, you've gone too far. You can come up a little bit, wherever your breath is allowing you to go. You just want to hear that nice, even flow of breath. There's no pressure to do, there's no right or wrong way. You just do what your breath is telling you can do. And then come on back up slowly. We'll do the same thing, the opposite side. So you're going to bring your arm up overhead, elbow to the mat, hand facing up, keeping both sit bones on the ground. If your one hip comes up, that's also, you've gone too far. You need to keep the hips on the mat. Pressing open through the chest. Breathe. Come on back up. Slowly. Let's go ahead and take a twist here. Grab on one knee with the opposite hand. Twisting, stretching up through your back. And then same thing on the opposite side. Really pressing up on that back arm through your fingertips. And coming back around. You're going to bring your knees up. We're going to roll gently down to the floor on our back. And I want you to do this inch by inch, feeling each vertebrae. As you go down, go ahead and hang on to your legs to help you come down slower. Now as you're on the mat here, really melt your shoulders into the mat. You have to adjust a little bit, wiggle around it a little bit, do that. And then bring your feet down. Now, as you have your feet down, you can press into your heel. Hello again, Ling Ling. And I want you to check it out. Do you feel this? Bring your hand back behind you if you can, underneath your back. Now, do you feel a space there? Now, we want to get rid of that space. So what you're going to do, we need to tuck our tailbone under, lifting the pelvis up a little bit. So you can bring your legs back up, flatten that back into the mat, and then again, slowly bring your legs down, keeping your tailbone tipped up. Can you feel a difference there? Breathing. And then real quick here, we're going to take a waterfall. This is really good on the back too. You're just going to press into your heel and maybe point. Maybe wiggle the knees, the legs a little bit, pedal them out. Like if you were in downward dog, but instead we're on our back. And you're pedaling out your feet that way. Breathe. Inch by inch, you're going to bring your legs back down. And again, making sure you've got that tailbone tucked under again. Lift the legs up and re-tuck down until your body's all melted into the mat. Breathe. Now let's bring your feet up, close to the butt area. About, I'm going to say about hip width distance apart. We're going to come into a bridge pose here. Kind of angle your toes towards one another. Not too far, but. And then gently tipping that tailbone under and lifting up. There shouldn't be any strain on the top part of your body at all. You're using all the muscles in the bottom half of your body. Breathing, navel to spine. Keep your Navel tucked in really tight. Breathing. Come up on your toes and come up even higher. Again, no pressure on the top part of your body. Breathe and come gently back down, tucking that tailbone under all the way down. Now let's bring the leg over the knee, the foot over the knee, ankle by your knee, and sway back and forth in your pigeon pose. You'll feel a nice stretching, a nice hip opening on your hips. On the right side. And then bring your leg up, pressing into that heel. Now without using your hand, you're just gonna press your foot, the foot that's up in the air, you're pressing it towards you. Breathing. You're gonna bring it back down. We'll do that same thing on the other side. You're gonna bring your ankle over your knee, sway back and forth, feel a nice stretch or opening in the hip. Breathing, and then bring your leg up. Maybe press into the heel and point, and press, and then bring your foot back, your leg back towards you. Keeping your palms facing up. And bring them back down. And then bring your feet to each side of the mat. We're going to close here. We'll do a windshield wiper with the legs. Bring one knee in, and then bring the opposite knee in. Breathing. And then bring your feet to the center. You're going to grab hold of your knees and pull your knees into your chest. Just using your hands to do that. And then rock side to side, massaging the hips. Relaxing. And then go ahead and lift your head, pressing your knees into your chest. Bring your head up and breathe down into your stomach. Really feeling again your breath by your legs and your stomach. And back down. And then grab behind your knees here. And we are going to come into a seated position with your legs crossed, or just whatever is comfortable. We'll take one more stretch here before we close. We are going to do our deer pose. I love this one because it really gives your hips an internal rotation. So what you do is you bring one foot in front and you have your leg in back. They're both at a 45-degree angle. You're walking back on your hands, really pressing the hip here, pressing it forward. So you're going to bring your hands back. Breathe. Relax. Come back. We'll change to the opposite side. Again, your legs are at a 45-degree angle. And you're going to bring your arms straight back, internally rotating that hip on the back leg comes forward. Breathing. This is kind of nice because it not only gives you an internal hip rotation, but also as you're doing this, you're kind of bringing your shoulder blades together, feeling a nice stretch through your arms. Breathe. Great job today, everybody. And I hope this gives you a little bit of some flexibility through the body and a little less pain today, maybe a little more energized. And I thank you so much for joining me. Let's close with a chant of Om one time. Palms come together, hands near the heart. Take a deep breath in. Om. Thank you, everybody. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would love it. And if you are already subscribed, I want to thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing everybody on the mat again soon. Thanks a lot.